Hi guys, my name is Christy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about losing weight, and in my opinion, it's not going to make you happy. If weight loss is a goal for you, and I'm not saying it's a bad goal, it can be an amazing goal, it can be a great goal for you, but I would encourage you to ask yourself why. Dig a little deeper and be really honest with yourself. Is it really that you want to become healthier? Or is it because you feel like you're inadequate? Now, I know this is a very uncomfortable question to ask yourself because no one wants to feel inadequate, and I don't think that you should feel inadequate, but if you do, you need to be honest with yourself about that feeling. If it's the latter, why do you feel inadequate? Did someone say that to you? Do you say that to yourself? Maybe it's a vibe that you pick up from others, or maybe it's something you've heard someone else say about themselves. They might say, I feel less than because I'm fat. I notice a lot of people who say they're fat actually aren't fat at all, but they're just overcritical of themselves, or they're fishing for a compliment. So if you think you need to lose weight because others think you need to lose weight, ask yourself if they're right. Don't accept it. Don't reject it. Just give it honest consideration. Does your current weight put you in danger? Does it make your life worse in any way? And if so, how? Will losing weight actually make your life better? Will the energy you put in to it be building you, or will it be destructive to you? If the lifestyle required for being thinner is sustainable for you, maybe it could be great. Or is it something that's just going to make you feel irritable and stressed and constantly on edge? Because, girl, I have been there. So I'm just asking you to think about it. Lots of times when we're given an opinion, we can just have kind of like a visceral reaction. And I think it's really important as a human, especially if you're trying to grow, if you want to have a growth mindset, you need to learn to entertain an idea without accepting it and without rejecting it, but rather exploring it. Because exploring things is really how we're going to learn what the truth is, instead of having some sort of dogmatic thought in our minds that's set in stone. We need to really explore and experiment and not be so prideful. It can be a very prideful thing to think, I have all the answers, because you probably don't. Think about how small your mind is in the grand scheme of things, and how very, very little you actually know. So many people feel intimidated, put down, and inadequate in our age of all this information that we have coming at us, right? Pardon my hand. I have notes because if I just say what's coming off the top of my head, I will be rambling for literal hours. So yes, I'm looking at notes. But we have an inundation of pictures and media, social media, entertainment, and then of course there are the vague social cues that it suggests perfection. And everywhere you go, the idea of perfection is going to be a little different. You could be in the same city and you could just be in different parts of the city, or just talk to different people in a room, and they would all have different, very vague ideas of what perfection is. But if you're looking to all these other people for who you should be, you're probably going to go wrong. So, but often people will kind of suggest to you, either some maybe more rude people will tell you that you're slacking, or maybe they're just trying to help, right? They'll tell you that you're slacking, or it's just kind of a vibe that you get. You're not perfect, so you're not trying hard enough. Some people will react to all this pressure by trying their hardest to be perfect. And that has been me. That's my struggle, is I'm a prideful person and I want to be perfect, right? It's not a good thing. It's not, but it is my struggle, is I would try to do my hardest. I'm a try-hard noob. I tell people that. I admit it. And then other people will react by pushing back, shouting it down, and maybe even pushing unhealthy lifestyles as the true ideal to make themselves feel safe. So it's a coping mechanism. Both of these are coping mechanisms to life. And my suggestion is to you is to not have a coping mechanism, but instead to just take a step back and think, how can I grow and learn from this, as opposed to I have to do something right now to fix this problem, because that's not actually how it's going to be fixed. So I'm encouraging you to do neither of those extremes, right? Those both seem rather extreme. These two schools of thought both have good points, but if you follow them to their farthest extents, they're going to have dangerous consequences. Both are overcorrecting. So instead of finding a happy, sane medium that's maybe a little too much to one side or a little too much to the other, you're probably it's a spectrum, you're gonna waver one side to the other throughout your life. You're never gonna be perfect, but going to the extremes is just going to ensure that you're going to hurt yourself, and more importantly, you're gonna be hurting people around you. So it's not just you that you're affecting by trying to be perfect or deciding you're not gonna try at all. So instead, be honest with yourself. And I mean, be honest, to the point of it maybe being a little painful. Because sometimes, at least when I am 110% honest with myself, it hurts a little bit because I am not a perfect person. I have stupid ideas. I have done things I wish I had not done. And you have to be honest with yourself about your reasoning behind wanting to lose weight, or that's the subject of this video, or other things, but you have to be honest with yourself. Because the idea of perfection is enticing. To know that you could be that, whatever that is alluring. And it's so alluring that some people are willing to do anything, even if it is hurtful to themselves or to others, to get to that idea of perfection. And the problem is that idea of perfection is constantly changing. And it's also impossible to get. So people will often destroy themselves, for instance, with anorexia, or being addicted to work, being a workaholic. Those are very destructive but attempting to be perfect behaviors that it doesn't just destroy you, it can really hurt others, especially your close relationships. So like close friends, your mom and your dad, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your children. It can really hurt those people who are closest to you. And sometimes, in my opinion, that would be far worse, because in trying to be perfect, you want to help others, right? Isn't that actually part of the whole perfect ideal? You see how it starts to get really confusing? So conversely, the idea that you don't have to try at all, that just being who you are without any effort is enough to live a happy life, is a super intoxicating message. But it can easily end up with you being stagnant in your life, and you're not going to be a happy person. Or worse, you're going to allow our lazy nature as humans to make us devolve instead of evolve. So if you're told you don't have to try at all, who you are in the second is all you ever need to be, that's not true. Who you are right now might be great, but if you stay there in life, think of a plant. I have these flowers behind me. They're not going to stay the way they are. They either are going to grow or they're going to die. And we are living organisms, and our minds are, and our souls are living things. And if you just let it, if you don't put in any effort, you're going to devolve. You're not going to evolve. Because stagnation really isn't something that actually happens. Life's a hill, and you're either going up or you're going down. And that is the danger in telling people that they can just be exactly who they are without any effort. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be who you are. My whole point of this whole video is that you should be who you are. But it's that you should be who you are and grow more into that, as opposed to giving up and not trying. Because that'd be so sad, because you are, as a human, you are full of potential. God has made you with so much potential, and He's made you incredibly unique, which is why all these ideas of perfection don't work for you. So in my opinion, growth is what you need to lead a happy life. More notes. So you have to put in the work to figure out how to grow. You have to figure out Is weight loss actually something that is going to make your life better? Or is the desire or the need to lose weight, and those are very different things, wanting to lose weight and actually needing to are two different things. Is that just an outside symptom of deeper issues? Take some time, if you can, without any distractions, and write down what you're feeling and thinking, or even better, I would suggest you do both. If you can, talk to someone that you really trust. Talk to a mentor, talk to a professional. So a mentor might be like if you're in college, maybe a college professor you really trust. Maybe if you are religious and there is a pastor or a priest or somebody that you really trust that you can talk to them. Or if you are seeing a professional of some kind, if it's a doctor for weight loss, that might be good, or if it's a psychologist, that might be great, that they could really help you figure out if weight loss is actually something you need to do, or if there's another issue that's making you think that you need to lose weight. Part of me always wiping myself, but I have ants that fall out of the trees onto me. I'm not even kidding. So losing weight may be something that you need to do. Just make sure you know why you're doing it. And if you know why you're gonna do it, then it's gonna help you do it in a way that will actually help you and not lead to destructive behaviors. Maybe behaviors like eating disorders, or even just disordered eating. So you might not have an actual eating disorder, it might not be medical, but you still don't think of food in the right way. And why I bring that up is because I find that often people who are overweight, or people who think that they need to lose weight when they don't need to lose weight, often they have that mindset because they have a disordered relationship with food. And I think a lot of people do. I think especially women have disordered relationships with food. And I know that I do quite often, and it's something that sometimes I won't. I might go a month and not, and then for some reason it'll crop back up. And it's scary, and it's very humbling to admit that, because it's a weakness and it's a shortcoming, but I think it's important to say those things and to admit those things to yourself, even though it's not pretty, it's not powerful, right? To have a disordered relationship with food, but if it's the truth, you have to admit it so that you can actually find a happier medium. So overall, losing weight will not make you happy. Losing weight alone, like if you could snap your fingers right now and be whatever ideal weight it is that you think you should be, you would not be happier. You might be happier for a few moments, but all those other issues that you have would still be there. Often, the process and the journey of losing weight, if you're doing it in a healthy way, will make you happy because it will grow you as a person. Eating healthy food helps your mind, it helps your gut, it helps your hormones. It can make you so much happier as a person, but it's not actually losing the weight, it's the fact that you are healthier. So really be considering that if you do need to lose weight, make sure you do it in a healthy way, because if you do it in an unhealthy way, it can actually really hurt you. It can hurt your hormones, it can hurt your mind, it can hurt your relationships with others. But if you do it the right way, it can help your relationships with others, it can help your hormones, it can help your mind. And in my opinion, the healthy way to do it is just basically eat more vegetables. And do it slowly and incrementally and in a sustainable way. And I will do other videos on my opinions. Of course, they're my opinions. Might not necessarily be the path that you need to take, but on healthy eating. But just make sure that you know what your goal is, and that your goal is in weight loss, is to grow as a person and not just to lose weight and not to fit some random person's idea of perfection. And when it comes to making a plan, I would encourage you to pray about it, to educate yourself, and to talk to others. I know it can be embarrassing to talk to other people, especially about weight loss, but it's really, really important because other people's perspectives will help you not become weird about it. I think you will avoid a lot of bad behaviors if you talk to other people, They'll be like, hey, that's crazy. Why would you do that? But make sure you talk to a lot of people. Talk to those who have the same viewpoints as you on the world, and talk to people who don't. This is really important, because if you're going to grow and you only talk to people who think like you're not going to grow. Because you're basically talking to yourself, right? And that's great. You need like-minded people. But make sure you talk to other people who don't think like you. It's a great mental exercise, if nothing else. But more than that, you'll be educating yourself, and you'll be learning more and growing more. So you can follow me on Instagram. I am CoFit Coaching on Instagram. I would love to hear your thoughts on what I've said. If I've missed things, if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, I would love to hear your opinions down in the comment section. Please do subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. And don't forget, you are made for a purpose. Have a great day.